Welcome back to the episode finale of episode 4, The Truth, in part 27 of Alan Wake, where we are still just getting to the fucking Anderson house this whole fucking time.
You know, truth is subjective. Is it really a single truth, or is it multiple truths wrapped into plot convenience?
That is a philosophical question. Going back to ancient Greek, where they believe absolute truth.
Did they ever prove absolute truth, though? Because I don't think that they did.
It's not something you can really prove. It's something that you can observe. Like, well, what would be would you say that absolute truth would be a fact?
Potentially. You see, I am of the belief that truth is subjective. It shouldn't be subjective, but people in general treat truths as subjective.
Wow. Those geezers had quite a production going on.
Well, that's because truth can be manipulated. Truth depends also on the capacity for message givers to either deceive or not deceive.
You find us a way out of here, okay? I'm gonna take a closer look at this stuff.
But Barry, if I find us a way out of here, you're just going to make money on it.
Yeah, Barry. How do I know your motivations are sincerely philanthropic right now? Maybe you're just as selfish as the rest of us. Kick door, kick prompt, kick prompt.
That was not a kick on the door.
It kind of looked. It was like a yeah.
It looks like he thrust his knee forward.
Come on, Al. Give it another good yeah. Kick the barrel over. Kick the barrel in the Barry.
Shotgun ammo.
Fat, barrel-chested, white, fisherman vest-looking motherfucker. All right, guys, you ready for some puzzle solving?
Well, I'm ready for more poltergeist apparently. Oh no, that is an actual dude.
It's Danny again.
I'm good. Keep your eyes open, okay?
Thermos.
He was guarding the thermos. Damn it, the game really does.
Which is weird because as a hidden farmer ambush, does he really need the thermos?
No, he should just be able to count on the missus being able to make a pot of fresh coffee inside. After he does his chores. Because Lord knows there's always something to do on a farm.
Always.
Always.
As you regular listeners know, I tend to work through the night, but I'm not the only one. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton are taking a couple minutes off their busy schedule to join me here in the studio.
But I already have a heavy-duty lantern.
Deerfest is
Damn it.
Keeps you in business.
Pretty busy, yeah. Actually, Pat, we've been real busy with other stuff. Which concerns an
Motor. Thing that motor interacts with. Motor.
Other irons to fry.
I mean, they would say bigger fish to fry, but they don't cook their fish that way.
That's a small point. We're supposed to be in Maine, right?
Yep.
Or are we in Oregon?
We're in Maine.
Okay. Yet there aren't all that much colloquialisms in relating to the fishing trade throughout the game.
Oh my God, you're right.
I mean, it's mostly due to the fact that we're very clearly in central Maine as opposed to coastal Maine. But yeah, I would think that Maine, being the kind of smallish place that it is, would still actually have fishing trade colloquialisms leaked out into the mainland.
Or at least lobstermen. I mean, for God's sake, Maine is the lobster capital of the United States.
Hell, I don't even think that the restaurant in the beginning offered lobster as an option. Not that we, had the option to order anything.
That would have to be quite an eclectic diner to have lobster on the menu. That would be awesome. Of course, they would have to sell it to you for $26 a plate. And when you can't afford to pay the bill, they sick the harvester on you.
'Cause I've got a brand new carbine harvester, and I'll give you the key.
I'm gonna grind you into wheat. Oh, it's already dead.
Yep, because it was just a poltergeist. And when you're dealing with a large poltergeist in an open field like this, it's actually significantly easier to deal with them.
There's. Let me clarify. That was not a true poltergeist. Poltergeists are identified by their ability to float in the air for a second, fly directly at you at high velocity in order to inflict damage. That was a possessed vehicle, which is a different enemy entirely. So the way to defeat possessed vehicles is just to dodge either to the left or to the right so that it can't hit you.
Right. Now, mind you, the factor that our friendly neighborhood Danny Farmer decided to spew upon us was horribly inaccurate as of this recording.
Danny the Farmer.
Wait. I don't actually know what the number is at the moment, but you know, he gave a very factual statistic, which would obviously become less factual the more time passes.
I'm sorry, what was the statistic again? I wasn't paying attention.
65 billion cows and pigs in the world.
Is that you out there,
I had to
buddy?
find
That
a
sounds
key to
about
get
right.
Barry out.
Yeah, it's
Not
me.
anymore.
Hang on. I'll try to find a key to get the door open.
Are you aware of the increasing speculation about methane as a result of vast industrial agricultural farming?
No, I am not. But that's because, you know, agriculture is one of the topics that I don't actually find a great deal of interest in.
For more information, be sure to check out usdepartmentofagriculture.gov.
Come on, Al.
You were saying?
Let's go, man.
No, I wasn't.
Well, Barry was saying, but I think we finally did the thing that Alan Wake wanted to do this whole time, which is to finally get Barry to shut the
We're
hell
gonna
up.
have to work together to open this gate, Al. It looks pretty heavy.
Huh, almost like this is supposed to be an enemy ambush right now.
Ah,
Are you okay, Barry?
I think that's the farm on the other side of the field. We're almost there.
Almost there, he
Crazy
says.
place for crazy people.
We should feel right at home then.
Valhalla.
We've made it to the center of the gods.
Actually, Valhalla, I believe you'll find if you look at the Norse map of Yggdrasil, I believe you'll find that the Valhalla is on the western branches. Well, specifically Asgard is on the western branches.
I have not seen a map of Valhalla.
We better check the fuse box.
I don't think we have a map of Valhalla, but we do have diagrams of Yggdrasil. And they specifically denote Asgard as a place on Yggdrasil.
Right, because Asgard and Valhalla are not necessarily the same place.
Valhalla is a location in Asgard.
Oh, so it's like the capital of Asgard.
Pretty much, yeah.
Interesting. God. It kind of reminds me of how Dante Alighieri had basically made a map of the heavens and the spheres of heaven.
You know, this place looks
It's all very well
What does
organized.
the text say? Old
Yeah,
gods.
I don't think they keep too close an eye
know
on
the
them at
truth?
clinic.
Yes.
They seem to slip away a lot so they can get wasted.
I did my best to make it coherent. It's just the stupid flashlight doesn't let you see the whole message at once.
I saw myself run toward the cabin, flashlight in my hand. I followed my past self. I was an out-of-body observer, a time traveler in a crazy drunken dream. This was the beginning. The night Allison disappeared. The mystery of what had happened during the missing week was about
So
to
apparently
reveal
Alan
itself.
managed to write the script for the Dark Presence over the course of 1 week.
Right.
That is a lot of productivity for 1 week.
Yeah, I'll say. I wish I could be that productive for 1 week straight.
What do you mean fix the fuse? We flipped it on.
Exactly.
It's not fixing.
Can you hear
It's because we overloaded the shit somehow. Oh, that is an awesome guitar.
That's the message
Awesome
the
guitar
nurses
moment.
talk about.
I want to say that's a Les Paul, but only because that's the only brand name for guitar that I know.
It might be a Schecter. No, Ibanez. That's probably an Ibanez guitar.
Okay.
Cynthia Weaver.
And I'm not just saying that because I also own an Ibanez guitar.
So is it time for more exposition?
Oh, sit back, relax, and enjoy the exposition because this is the only fucking thing we have to look forward to for the rest of the part. Actually, how much time's left in this episode?
15 minutes. Or, sorry, 9 minutes.
Okay, so just under less than half of this part is just non-stop exposition.
Okay.
We need to find Cynthia Weaver. We'll stay here for the night and head back to town as soon as it gets light.
This
Hey,
album
Al.
is totally
Lots of
cool.
hours before dawn. Might as well get some rest. And by rest, I mean drunk.
Those clearly are not alcohol containers.
Those are moonshine containers.
Oh.
Oh, yes, the fun is just getting started.
Seriously, I know we don't get along, but we're gonna find her, right? Even though you're a crazy bastard, I'm gonna stick by you, no matter what, ever, Al. Sure, like a brother.
I'm a writer, goddammit.
Correct.
Yeah,
Just wanted
man.
to, I could write 10 books a year. And they'd be the best books that year.
No, you couldn't.
Couldn't.
That's right.
Ah, why did
But I
I
could.
get over yourself, you bastard, you?
What do they put in this stuff? I feel like my brain is coming out of my nose. I'm gonna get the recipe off those coots and be a booze millionaire.
They call it Barry Wheeler's booze.
I just want her here with me.
I know, Al. I know. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna make it.
He's
okay.
gonna break that table, isn't he?
He's gonna fall backwards like Chris Farley. Well, he almost did. Oh no, this is one of my favorite, like most tender moments in the whole game. It's just two friends having a good time, and then things get shitty again. No,
You hit a load screen there, didn't you?
probably. No, the moonshine. That wasn't moonshine. It was toxic. Ugh.
They used rat poison in their moonshine. And now I am a ghost. I will use my powers to haunt the Sith.
I have nobody. Nobody can help me. Is there anybody out there?
It was a crazy
Is there
drunken dream.
anybody
And
out
yet, it was more than
there?
that.
Is there
It was the truth,
anybody
a
out there?
suppressed memory unearthed by the Andersons' moonshine. I was there, an out-of-body observer. This was the night
In
Alice
vino
and I had
veritas,
arrived at
anyone?
Balls, the night Alice had disappeared.
Oh, we only just discovered
I
this
had a chance
manuscript
to
though,
find
so
out what had
we're starting to
happened. I remember being
close the gap.
surprised to
I
see the
think.
cabin dark.
Yeah,
Alice
yeah.
and
I'm
I
glad.
had
I'm glad you
turned
picked
the
that
lights
up before I said it. Is that we just read the manuscript that
I
describes the
remember thinking,
sequence.
I caught a glimpse of her form underwater, sinking into the darkness. Diving after her was the last vague memory I had of that night. After that, the next thing I could remember was waking up behind the wheel of the crash car.
I'm
and
expecting there
finding
to be
the
a
first
jump scare with
pages of the
Cynthia.
manuscript. Beyond this lost memory, there was nothing. I had to follow the footsteps of my past self to find out what had happened that night. I couldn't find her in all that blackness. I must have thought she drowned.
So now this is all new material. The very last thing that we witnessed was Alan Wake diving into the lake, but we didn't see what happened after he resurfaced.
Alice!
But Jagger's gone, isn't she?
No, she's.
I'd been easy.
Yep,
prey.
there she is.
Look at the cabin. Is there someone in the window?
Alice?
It-
Maybe she's inside.
Alice!
Yeah.
Hi, Cynthia.
That's Barbara Jagger, actually.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
I thought that was Cynthia.
Well, because if we start mixing the names of the characters, what the hell is the point in assigning roles? Cynthia Weaver is nice. She's crazy, wears glasses. Barbara Jagger is very mean, cold, and ugly.
What's with this? What's with the mounted head above our typewriter?
Mounted head?
What is that?
Disembodied Alan Wake. Get
She's
good look
naughty.
at thing above
You're
desk.
foolish to think so.
We are curious.
No, she's
Okay,
dead.
it's an owl
She
on a perch.
drowned.
All right.
Yeah.
No, no, no!
It's your fault your wife is dead. You are guilty. All she wanted was to help you right. You killed her.
I mean, unlikely,
Oh,
but that's the
hush.
guilt.
There's still hope. Cauldron Lake is a special place. Here, you have the power to change things. She wanted you to write. I will tell you what to do.
Please,
Don't do it, Ghost of Alan.
give me one last chance to make Dev a wish.
You can write her back. The story will come true, and all will be well again.
But Mephisto, I mean Barbara, that doesn't sound
She
like
had
you.
Alice,
That's
and
very
the
fair.
manuscript was the ransom for
Yeah, she is kind of like a Mephisto, isn't she? Mephistopheles, that is.
Yes. All right.
I won't say that Alan Wake is an original premise. I will say that it's very well constructed for modern times.
There's that jump scare.
There was the jump scare. There was a jump scare coming.
I wrote it. I remembered it all now. In the dark, I'd written for days, a week, almost a complete manuscript of a novel entitled Departure. Jagger had been my editor, whispering in my ear.
She's
making
got the
sure that
moves like
unfolding
Jagger.
story
She's
would make
got the
her more and
moves like
more
Jagger.
powerful. I thought I was saving Alice.
I was wrong.
Even with the cobweb she put in my head, some part of me had been aware enough to write my escape into the story, to bring a light into the cabin to release me before I could finish, to interrupt the horror story before the ending, where darkness consumed everything and everyone. Zane was weak and far away, but I had written him into the story, and his light had been enough to set me free.
Okay, so does that help shed light on who Zane is now?
Kind of.
So, to be honest, I'm not even sure if Thomas Zane is a real person outside of this story that Alan Wake had let take over the whole game.
I'm convinced that Thomas was a real person. I keep calling him Zane because Zane is a cooler name, but yeah, I'm convinced he was a real person.
I had woken up, confused.
I mean, I
and
don't think that was his
my
actual
mind
diving suit,
consumed
but
by darkness and fear. All I could do was to escape.
When we learn like how widespread this story has come to control pretty much everything in Bright Falls, the line between reality and illusion gets pretty blurred.
It had taken its toll. I was barely conscious and fading fast.
Well, yeah, dude, you haven't eaten for a whole week.
Did he eat and or drink during that week?
No, he was working.
So he is dead.
He's
But he had managed to weaken
This is the
dark
truth.
presence.
Alan Wake
Kept
is
me
not
safe
experiencing
that
this at all. He's just dead. He never
Yeah,
survived that car
Barbara
crash.
forgot to take care of him, and so he died. So Alan Wake is in fact a zombie?
That is so fucking funny. He died of starving. He died of thirst.
I wrote it.
Yeah.
My fault.
That's right, James Joyce. It's your fault, and you're gonna pay for it.
Oh.
Done.
Now that's the end of the episode. We get interrupted by a detective or a police commissioner.
FBI Nightingale person. And in the next part, we will begin episode 5 of 6 and dive even further into the Alan Wake mythos.
Where Barbara becomes a necromancer.